There are some visible changes in our politics, and the local government elections brought these changes up very, very clearly. One is the strengthening of the DA. The DA has repositioned itself as a strong party, as a party focused on the issues. This is very clear. I think of the three top parties in South Africa, the ANC, the DA, and COPE, I think it's very clear that the party that is emerging as a strong party and with a message that it can actually articulate is the DA. COPE, I think, is on the verge of disappearing. The ANC itself is really very incoherent about what its message, its political message is. The electorate are realizing this about the DA. Obviously, the first group of electorate to notice this are the better educated, the more well-off sections of the population, and this showed up in the voting pattern in the metropolitan areas. The DA did extremely well in the metropolitan areas. I think it increased its vote in the Johannesburg metro by about 27%, if I'm not. And the ANC declined by 15%. The clearest expression of what the metropolitan population thinks of the day, I think, is the Nelson Mandela Bay metro area, which is Port Elizabeth, where the DA got 40% of the vote, and the ANC was down to, I think it's about 53%, and COPE is at 5%. So it's very clear that there's a huge number, a significant number of a multiracial vote that is emerging behind the DA. Of course, we still have the peri-urban areas, and above all, the former homelands, the rural areas, which are a stronghold of the ANC. And this is interesting about what's happening, the comparison between the ANC and ZANU-PF. I lived in Zimbabwe for about 10 years. And what is happening to the ANC, although at a slower rate, is that the ANC is becoming more and more the party of a rural party. And this is how the Movement for Democratic Change, MDC in Zimbabwe, actually how its first election that it fought, it swept all the urban areas, and ZANU-PF kept a significant part of the rural areas. So there is a pattern that is emerging in our national politics that, and we'll see this a bit later. But this is very clearly what the local government elections showed is the steady decline of the ANC from 70% of the national vote. It's now sitting at about 62, 63% of the national vote. But when you actually start to look inside in the detail, the huge surge of support for the DA in the metropolitan area means that that segment of the population, which is really where the power lies in terms of the economy, is beginning to think differently.
Donate now and give 15 Rand a month. SMS JOIN to 41486.